Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and I've done a couple of videos on this today, and you might be getting tired of it, but I don't ever get tired of finding out a little bit better way to do it. I'm making an oval. I'm going to go to Object and convert it to a curve, and that gives me a node on the bottom. I can take my shape tool and select that node and right-click and break it apart. And then I can take these lines and I can move these lines away to get our part of a barbed wire. I'm going to actually delete these two nodes, and I got a pretty good shape. I'd bring it on an indexing line and put on one of those nodes, and so you can bring the other node to it. And then you could do a lot with this. You could flatten it out and whatever you want to do. But at this time, and this is, I think, going to save time, we are going to get the distort tool like we've used a couple of times, make sure it's on smooth, and we're going to add a couple of distortion. Well, that's not doing anything. There we go. And this will make it a little bit more frequent. I don't like that. We actually probably need to add some more nodes. There we go. And then make a little bit more distortion. Now we can look at it before we do anything else. We can hit the plus key on the keyboard and mirror it, and then bring it back into the center. And see, it's almost a carbon copy of the other one. So let's do this. Let's take the shape tool. I guess I'm going to have to convert it to a curve before, because it's, I've been using it with the distortion tool. And let's delete every other opposite node, on the item. Well, you don't want the center one, maybe that one. And now let's get back to the distort tool, and what it's going to do now, it's going to, you don't want to do that. We're going to distort it a little bit more. But need to back up. I want rounded. I still want smooth. That looks pretty good, because I think now when we mirror it, it's going to look like twisted barbed wire. I'm going to be happy with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that copy. I'm going to make it 20 inches. That squeezed it in a little bit, but it doesn't matter because I had my ratio unlocked. But I kind of like it. And at this time, you could actually, go ahead and, change some things and, maybe convert it back to a curve. That's the only thing wrong with using the distort tool. It kind of changes the property, I'm guessing. And we could, maybe bring that one out a little bit. Now what I'm going to do, because we're 20 inches, I'm going to set my nudge factor on 20 inches. And I am going to control or hit the plus key on the keyboard and make two copies. But I want to join these nodes. Then I'll really have to be on that line. Now I'm close enough where I can just weld this. So grab both of them and weld. Now I'm going to hit the plus key on the keyboard and mirror it side by side. I'm going to change my nudge factor to like 0.1. And I'm going to get one of them and I'm going to nudge it over to the other one. That looked pretty good. I mean, that looks like kind of like twisted barbed wire. The only thing I really failed to do is to make a copy of one of them, and that isn't going to work. I want to. Let me set my nudge factor on 20 inches. Let me just take one of them and hit. I should have done it before I really did anything, but that looks pretty good, because we're going to use this particular one for putting our barbed wire on, our barbs. See, we're doing it all at one time now. So I'm going to grab this one. I'm going to hit plus key on the keyboard and move it over. Then I'm going to grab both of them. I'm going to open up Effects, Blend. I'm going to blend them 16 times. I'm going to blend along a new path. I'm going to have to actually, I should have my blend in the picture when I do this. Blend along new path. We're going to put it on there. We're going to blend along full path and rotate all objects. And what that did, instead of having two of them up there, and it looks pretty good. So now what I need to do is select them all. Let me zoom in here. I keep forgetting. go and grab that, go to object, break the blend apart. I would actually keep that drawing, grab all these and just nudge them up and look at that. Now, the only thing I did not do yet, I did not create these in black, and I did not make the thickness right. Let's make it like 8 points. They're so big that we need to make it 16 points. And then we can nudge these up. And the only one I see that we should maybe change is, you probably wouldn't want the barb right on there. So we're gonna, I don't normally ungroup all, but I'm gonna ungroup all, and then I'm gonna group that together so I won't mess it up by moving it. Same thing here, group. You wouldn't want the, barb right on the line, and I don't really like that the lines are together. So we do this right here, maybe even stretch that one out, put a little twist to it. Make it look like twisted wire. Same thing, they don't have to look identical, but you can very easily move that out of the way. That one's kind of hidden. You'd want them crossing, and you wouldn't want them at so much at the bottom of the barb. Anyway, maybe even move that one up, and you're going to get different shapes, so they won't be symmetrical anyway. The only thing I don't like that piece right there in the middle. But since I ungrouped all, I'm going to have to grab that and group it. And I can either just take it out or add it somewhere else. I don't think you need one right in the middle. And they're different. It's a strand of bob wire. So maybe, I kind of like the first of the video, I should have stated that, who's going to draw bob wire, but it might help. You might draw this shape. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.